Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Mike Armstrong podcast show. And this morning, I'm joined by Ollie Greene, who's from Better Plants Ireland or betterplants.ie. And we're going to have a little chat about business, lockdown, networking, and all those sort of things. How are you doing today, Ollie? You okay?
Absolutely brilliant, Jed. Thanks, Mike. Brilliant being on here. Yeah,
Okay,
no, couldn't be better, to be honest with you.
Yeah, nice. Okay, it's great to have you on. And obviously, we've met recently during the Outstanding Network in Ireland, run by Pat Slattery. Now, I've been doing those events since the beginning of lockdown, but you've sort of joined more recently, which leads me on to the question I like to ask anyway, which is how has the lockdown been for you? And have you done any particular pivoting in your business during that time?
Yeah, lockdown has been really, I suppose, busy and as such for us. Like we a lot more because we do fertilizer for gardeners and farmers and stuff like that. So a lot more people were getting out and about, were getting into their garden, they were looking for online sales of organic fertilizers, chemical-free fertilizers. So things really took off in that sense. We were really busy and. Yeah, then I suppose during lockdown I had a little bit more time because and I started developing some online courses then to grow your own nutrition, teaching people how to grow, start from start to finish, growing their own vegetables and taking care of their garden. And then obviously most importantly what to do with the produce when you have it.
Yeah.
So there's going to be great tips in there for people. It's going to save them money in the long run, but also you're going to get better nutrition out of it.
Yeah, definitely. So that spring we had with all that sunshine and everyone locked in but wanting to get out in the garden, that sort of played into your hands perfectly, I suppose.
Absolutely, yeah. And I suppose in hindsight, it could have been a lot more stuff we could have been doing. But no, definitely, like I from the lockdown, I was one of the lucky ones, I suppose, because again, like everyone else, first couple of weeks kind of kept an eye on what's going down, and then on with the whole COVID thing, then I just put my head down, didn't look back, and I never looked up, and I didn't look at numbers at the COVID, and I just concentrated on what we were doing and our business, and we just kept focused.
Yeah, good. And so I guess was you selling online before the lockdown, or did you just have to make that switch quickly?
No, we were selling online anyways. Yeah, we had an online shop, which was going pretty good anyways. But obviously with the COVID thing, it gave it a nice spike in the, and look, I think it led us to be a bit more creative about getting customers, how to get them, and looking after them better as well when we would get them as well.
Yeah, definitely. Because it was your sole focus rather than say a part focus, you were able to implement some more benefits, changes, things that made the whole thing a better experience for everyone.
Absolutely. And then we got a lot more radio coverage as well. We got a good few interviews and radios about the product and the whole journey about how I got started in selling. Like I'm in the Midlands in Ireland, like a little bit landlocked, I'm a good bit away from the oceans, but, people always ask, how the hell did you end up selling seaweed fertilizers, like in the middle of Mullingar? And we have our own brand, like we developed our own brand and we're developing our own products as well. So it's all exciting, we've just developed a whole new fertilizer there for just tomato feeds. So we were working on that for the last 6 months again. So it's going to be a really brilliant product as well. We've been trying and testing it there ourselves. So it's going to go really good.
Yeah, well, you teased people like to ask you how did you get started in the seaweed fertilizer then? So how did you get started in the seaweed fertilizer?
Yeah, well, I suppose I started gardening myself. I always had a passion about nutrition and growing my own vegetables because I grew up that way. But I was always looking for fertilizer, chemical free. And every time I go into a garden centre, there was all these hidden ingredients, and I just wasn't happy with. Because look, if you're growing your own vegetables, there's no point putting chemicals on it because you might just buy it in the shop.
Yeah.
So I wanted something that was going to do the job, and I do a lot of surfing. So I used to be up and down to the west coast of Ireland maybe once a week, or so I used to bag up the seaweed, bring it home, and try and make up my own stuff. But after a few explosions, it didn't work out that best. But look, I partnered up with a company then in Donegal who were doing what I call a gentle extraction seaweed. So it's basically it's as close to the raw material you can get. So they use a process that retains all the goodness of the raw material in the liquid, and that's why it's such a powerful product. And that's why soon after that, then I thought, this is really good. I'm going to start sticking on my own label on this and then better plants was born then out of that. And then the range of product kind of expanded then to pet care, like we have seaweed for pets. We have seaweed obviously for animals, and we have bigger quantities then for farmers and that as well. So we're trying to keep everything chemical free and as organic as we can. Like, not every product is going to be certified organic, but it'd be damn close to it anyways, you know. But it's a whole natural thing.
Okay, yeah. So not only is it well timed, if you like, with the coronavirus and that, but it's also obviously very well timed at the moment with trends and stuff, you know, with organic and natural and,
Yeah.
you know, chemical free and green and environmental friendly and, you know, all those sort of things. So yeah, you got a good business which is, you know, popular. You know, the aging population is growing, and the aging population love to get into a bit of gardening. It seems to me like you've got a winning formula there.
Hopefully, anyways, yeah, we're moving forward. Look, we're excited now that we're just putting the final touches onto our growing your own nutrition course as well. So I really feel that's going to be something really big, because a lot more people, you know, they just, cause again, look, this year we went vegetarian as well. So a lot of the vegetables I was sowing for the last couple of years, I changed around, and now I'm sowing more protein based, you know, a lot more beans, peas, stuff like that, to get more protein into our diet. So, you
Yeah,
know, so it's teaching people how to do that as well, because, you know, if you're a vegan or vegetarian, you might not always be getting all the nutrients you need out
yeah.
of your shop bought vegetables. So that's, we're really excited about that.
Okay, and have you spoke to John Donnelly, you know, with the Holistic Academy, and thought about, you know, putting all of that content in their
I was
place?
actually talking to them there yesterday about it. Yeah, no, I had a good chat with John there yesterday. Yeah, it's all good.
Okay, good. Because also as well, another contact of mine, Sue Worrell, runs a place online called the Health Hub Academy,
All right, very good. Yeah.
and that's all about nutrition and stuff, like, you know. So I would highly recommend you speaking to Sue. Sue Worrell, her name is. You can
Yeah,
join the Health Hub Academy Facebook group for
yeah,
free, and then
right.
it's an online subscription to join the platform and have content on it. But you know, they provide opportunities for people like you to reach, you know, their audience of established members already.
Yes, brilliant
So, and
stuff. I'm
obviously,
definitely reach out to you.
I guess you can distribute and ship to anywhere.
Oh, absolutely. I know we have a lot of clients in the UK at the moment, so that's quite good as well. Like, we have a lot of product going over there.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
So
I help people with their marketing, you know. So I got a lot of good strategies and stuff. I got a lot of Facebook groups and blogs and websites and all that sort of thing as well. So I'm always happy for any of my networking contacts, etc., to send me information or tag me in, and I'll share their content to some of my places. You know,
oh,
I
brilliant.
create a
That's
lot of
grand.
places so that when I get customers who pay me, I can market their content to lots of different places and lots of audiences and communities. It's the
Oh,
reason
very
why I
good.
podcast and YouTube as well. So I got audiences in every social platform. I've been building most of those audiences up for like 8 years.
Wow.
Um,
Right.
Podcasting and YouTubing only this year, but everything else I've been doing for like 8 years. And I got, you know, probably somewhere in the region of 50 to 100,000 followers across all social media.
Wow, brilliant stuff.
So I'm always happy to do a freebie, if you like. Any content that you got, I'll always share it a bit anyway, because
Yeah.
I want the content for my audience.
Of course, absolutely, yeah, because it's gonna suit someone anyways, you know, because
Yeah, it's
everyone
win-win.
is look.
It's win-win, like, you know. So I'm always happy to share it. Obviously, if people want me to share it more regularly, then that's when it comes into paid for services. But you know, I'm always happy to share a bit of content for free because I like helping people.
Yeah, no, that's very important. You know, what you put out, you'll get back in anyways. You know, I think that's key as well.
Yeah, I think what goes around comes around, doesn't it? Like, you know,
Yeah.
so, you know, for me, I just like helping people anyway. It makes me feel good. I'm helping myself at the same time. So I'm being selfish by helping others.
No, that's you know, I think people appreciate it as well. I think that's it. You know, like we do the same even when during the COVID as well. Like everyone does buying product, like we're throwing in some extra stuff for free, and you know, just giving them a little thank you note and look, thanks for supporting us. And
Yeah, I went on a load of free courses at the start of lockdown because there was loads available. Everyone was like, well, listen, you know, there's something major going on. It's a time for human beings to, you know, collaborate together. And if you got something of value to offer to someone, and I was doing a bit of free marketing at the time because, like I say, I do free marketing for people anyway, just to help them out. they haven't got a budget, I'll promote their stuff anyway for a while, and that leads to sometimes paid for work. Sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't matter if it doesn't. It makes you feel good. It helps them out. I do. I'm a Business Wales mentor, so I work for the government in Wales as a volunteer, helping digital businesses and that.
Oh, brilliant!
So,
Right.
so if you like, to me, it doesn't matter if they come through the government or they come direct to me. If I can help them for free and they haven't got the budget, I'll help
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. No,
And if they come back to me in the future because they've had some good help and they've got some budget and they want some more help, then great. If
yeah.
not, I happen to help the business economy grow. And a lot of the time I work with Welsh businesses. I'm helping the Welsh economy grow. I love Wales. I love the UK. I'm happy. I love the world, really. I'm happy to promote people anywhere. People are great. I love people. People are awesome. I do a lot of networking. I do a lot of socializing. I just like to help people wherever I can. And so yeah, it sounds to me like you've got something I could definitely help spread the word in some of my areas.
Yeah, no, it'd be really good, definitely, to collaborate on something for sure. And because all it's about boosting out, and then you don't know who. I know people that might be interested in the services you have, or I might need them myself. So definitely, it's all about helping people along the way.
I got an over 50s group on Facebook, which always could do with some good content. And I know the over 50s are keen gardeners.
Oh, very good. Right. Yes,
So
absolutely.
I definitely place it there. I've also got a ladies sort of news Facebook page, Facebook group, which I put, so there's a lot of ladies are good keen gardeners. And then I've just got, sort of Welsh business and Irish. I got an Irish business page and an Irish business group.
Right.
So I can share it in there because obviously similar to Wales, the Irish do stick together a bit as well, but I think the Irish like to look outward a bit more than the Welsh as well. So a lot of Welsh businesses like to do business with other Welsh businesses.
And in your group then, Mike, is it you putting on the content, or do a lot of the people in the group add content themselves, or are you kind of the sole provider of the content?
No, I put a lot of content in to start, and then I just let the groups do whatever they want to do, let them grow organically, So basically, you can, if you do a search on Facebook, for example, #IrishBiz, I've got online marketing brands. So the first one I built was Welsh Biz. So I got a Welsh Biz group and a Welsh Biz page and lots of Welsh Biz stuff. And then I created an England Biz and an Irish Biz, and actually I created 5 regional English ones to start with. I created Southwest Biz, London Biz, Midland Biz, Northern Biz. And then I did Scot Biz, Irish Biz. I got European Biz, I got USA Biz, and I got Global Biz. It's just as I've grown, just like as real world buildings, they tend to go to the next city and the next city. I've done the same thing online. I've grown geographically outward from where the nucleus was, where ground zero was.
Yes, exactly. Oh no, the group seems to be a good platform to get people anyways.
Yeah, Facebook groups are a bit like so the way I see marketing is a bit like fishing. So sometimes you want to go fishing for shark in the sea. Sometimes you want to go fishing for something little, newts or something in the pond. Sometimes you want to go to the local river. Sometimes you want to go to other rivers all around the world. You want to go, exploring different fish, whatever. So marketing is very much like fishing. And so sometimes you want to go fishing every day in the river local to you, but every now and then you want to have a try at some other rivers and you want to have a go at some other fish. And something like Facebook groups, for example, is a bit like sea fishing with a net. Like you drop the net down and go back home, and then you go back a couple of days later to see what it's caught.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's what Facebook groups are like. You just set up a group, give it a good keyword name. So for you could set up a Facebook group called something like, organic gardening or something like that, or natural gardening or whatever. I would look for in Google what a popular search for phrase was. Because what you've got to do is look for what other people are looking for and be that, rather than be what you want them to find.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
it's much easier to divert a stream than it is to build one.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
So what you do is you look for what people are looking for in that subject area. You create a keyword group, yeah, after that keyword. So something like natural gardening or organic gardening or whatever the popular phrase is. You create that group. Lots of people will find that group because they're looking for that content and regularly. You put
Yeah.
on there lots of useful information about organic natural gardening, and you put a post on there saying, when you join the group, please feel free to share information about what you do if you're in this subject area, etc. And please feel free to share your natural organic farm gardening recipes.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I did set one up, but I set one through my business page. Does that really matter whether it's done through your business page or personal page?
What, you set up a group, but it was through your business page, or did you just
Yeah.
set up a
No, I
business
set it
page
up
and
through
that
my
was it?
business page. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
you
through my
just.
business page.
Yeah, I think you just set up. It sounds like you just set up a business page, so that's not a group. That's something
No, it
different.
is. It's a group within the page. So
Oh, okay. It was a group within the page. Yeah. No, I think what that means is you have to have gone to the page in order to find the group. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure from the
right.
sounds of it, because I know you can set up groups within pages as well.
Yeah,
But
that's
what you
right.
need
Yeah,
to
yeah.
actually set up is a group outside of a page. So it's nothing to do with a page.
Right. Yeah, I think
Because,
that's maybe, yeah. Yeah, I
yeah,
must
because
set up a new one
for
there.
me, people tend to search groups more than they do pages. So
Yeah.
when you just put a net out there and leave it to it, groups tend to work better than pages. So
Yeah.
pages are a bit more like fishing in the pond or the river. You have to work at them. Yeah.
Yes.
You can't just drop it there and let it catch bait itself or catch fish itself. Yeah. So with a page, for example, the way I work at a page is I connect with lots of people with my real world account, and then I invite them to like the page.
Yes. Yes.
That's the best way of organically growing a page, is by growing your
Yeah,
own
no, absolutely.
connections and getting
Yeah,
them to
no,
like the
absolutely.
page. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's other
definitely.
things you can do as well, is you can strategically partner up with other people, make them administrators of your page. And if they've got a lot of friends, they can invite their friends to like your page as well.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So you can build up an affiliate partnership type relationship with lots of other people who are in the similar sectors. Yeah.
Yes.
Similar synergy businesses, but not competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Partnerships, and you invite them to manage your page as well. So you build up a natural gardening page. Yeah. Not just your business page. So you make it for the whole sector rather than just your business. You invite
Yeah.
other people to it, they invite people to their page, and you all collaborate together to share content that's relevant to that audience. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all about different strategies and stuff. And I try them all. I try every strategy, and then I put them in the list of priorities and which one gets the most bang for its buck, which one gets the best return on time invested, etc.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you put which ones do you need to invest time in? Which ones can you just put out in the sea and just go back and check every now and then? And you put them into a mix of activities to do on a daily basis based on which ones, so my priority at the moment is LinkedIn, because LinkedIn has the biggest organic reach. So
Well,
for
right.
actually doing natural day-to-day fishing, I use LinkedIn to fish in more often than other ponds. Yeah.
Okay, right. Yeah.
But obviously I like Facebook. I use Facebook quite a lot as well. And obviously for you, probably Facebook may be better than LinkedIn, because I'm more B2B and you're more B2C, although you do the
Yes.
farming and whatever as well. So
Yeah,
that
yeah,
has an impact as well, as whether who you're targeting, etc. You're more B2C, but also you're more older people, because older people got more time for gardening and more disposable income to buy the product. So therefore, older people tend to use Facebook more than all the other platforms as well,
yeah, yeah,
because they
yeah.
keep up to date with their grandchildren and various other things on Facebook. So it's
Right.
about understanding that, and then coming up with the best strategy for you, which is every business is different. So it's not like a blueprint that everyone can follow. It's a sort of, my blueprint for everybody in marketing is do loads of stuff, measure loads of that stuff, do more of the stuff that's working and less of the stuff that's not.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's the
Simple as
sort of
that, isn't it?
blueprint. Like, there's no fast forward to it. You just, there's certain techniques and certain
Yeah,
systems, will always work. But most of the time, you just got trial and error, A/B testing, split
yeah,
testing, and just it's the same as like when you put products up. You put them at different prices, and sometimes you might sell a lot more of it at one price than another, and okay, that's the price I need to hit. you
Yeah,
know?
absolutely. No, agreed,
All that
100%.
sort of thing. As entrepreneurs, we try these things all the time, measuring and comparing. And okay, what happens if I do a discount, or what happens if I charge more, or how does that affect it? And
Yeah,
all those sort of things. I'm big into that. I'm big into learning stuff and then applying the knowledge, and then learning from the applied knowledge through analysis.
yes,
And that's where I believe you get real knowledge from.
of course, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've talked about the how the business come to light, etc. What's the sort of grand plans? Have you got sort of plans that you're working on down the line? Sort of
Yeah, well,
to
it's just
grow the
launching
business?
the course is the next thing there. So, and getting people on that, and yeah, just rolling it out, and then looking at other products coming into the winter months as well there for animals and pets and the
Yeah,
likes of.
because
So,
another strategy I would set up. So again, I used to manage an affiliate reseller channel. So getting affiliates or resellers, people who can either get the product off the same people you do, but white label it as their own and put their own brand on it and sell it, yeah.
yeah.
Or people who are willing to have you got like garden centers and that sort of thing, all selling it, for you?
No, we kind of keep it online because we bring it in and repackage under our own brand, so the margins are quite tight to get it into garden centres. So we were kind of just basically just focusing on the end customer, like.
Yeah, well, part of my strategy would be how do I get my price down, yeah, from my supplier so that I can increase that margin, and how so how can I work the price up one way and the price down another to give a bit more
Yeah,
margin so I can get it into that distribution network of garden centres, because there's a load of them everywhere, and if you
yeah,
could somehow work a margin enough where it makes that feasible and possible. I'm into strategies and rapid growth and just never ending growth. And it's always about, okay, what are the markets? Where are the different markets? And how do I get into those markets? And as you sell more and more online, you become a bigger priority to the relationship where you get it from. And so you can leverage that relationship and the fact that you're getting more and more from them to get their
yeah.
price down, which then opens up a distribution market then.
Of course,
So
no, absolutely. Yeah, it all makes sense, is right.
yeah, so that's how I'm very logical, and all of the stuff I talk about is all makes sense because I can only talk about it and do it if it makes sense. It has to be a
Yeah,
logical process to everything, and business growth is very logical. You do one market, you service that market, you look at other markets, you service that market. If you go through it methodically, you can eventually service all markets, and ultimately, if it's your own brand that you're growing, and the obvious steps are, how do I add more product into this brand? So how can I find other people who are producing stuff and do a wholesale deal with them where I can white label it and rebrand it? How
yeah,
do I come up with my own products, and all of that? Obviously, you tried that before and it didn't work in the fertilizer, but it doesn't mean it won't work in, whatever the next step is in a synergy type business. You can always add something else to the product portfolio, which means then that when you're transacting with someone, instead of transacting one time a month, sometimes you might be selling 3 items a month, or you might be selling a package of items, or whatever. If you can find, it's like if you're selling, like, for example, fertilizer. Well, people who are using the fertilizer may need tools to put that fertilizer into the ground. So sometimes creating or finding somebody who creates the tools, putting your brand on the tools
mm,
and selling the tools along with the fertilizer is
yes,
a
exactly.
perfect
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
synergistic. It's a perfect synergistic way of you increasing your turnover, growing your average order value to the same client.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, it all
Yeah.
makes sense. All right.
So that's how I work. I work in sort of verticals and just little marginal gains all of the time. What's the next marginal gain? What's the next marginal gain? All of a sudden you become, somebody. So I used to have a retail business selling online, and then I used to sell it at. I used to do Swarovski crystal shoes and handbags. Then I sold them at wedding fairs. Then I sold them at trade shows. Then I created a wholesale brand, and I was selling retail and wholesale. Yeah, it's just the step processes. It's just
Yes,
what's the
yes,
next
of course.
Yeah, what's the next step? So that's always something I always like to think big. So I'm always thinking of the end goal in mind. So, I'm always thinking of, okay, I'm a massive corporation and how do I grow backwards from that? And how do I put the steps in place to become that massive corporation?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
There's a lot of people, they just think of where they're at now and think about the next step. But it's always nice to think about the whole journey and then concentrate on the next step, but be aware of what are, because that next step you take can be in the right direction if you're aware of the full journey. But if you don't know what the full journey is, you might take another one step up, but it might be in the wrong direction. And then you might continue to make 2 or 3 more steps in that direction before you realize you're going down the wrong path when you should have been going in a different direction. So
Yes,
if you actually have the full journey in your head, it means that when you take your little steps and your little pivots and your little movements here and there and everywhere, they're just going in the right direction all the time.
no, it definitely all makes sense there, Mike, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I love helping people and helping them on that journey. And the thing is, for me, it's a lot easier because I was part of a fast growth company for 10 years anyway, a rapid growth company. So in 10 years, I've seen what most companies wouldn't achieve in their lifetime.
Okay.
I've seen that
Right.
growth. Yeah, the company I worked for was a tech startup business. So this was in addition to the Swarovski crystal shoes and handbags business, which I grew on the side. Yeah, which is how I was able to grow that business really quickly because I went through the tech startup one. And what happened is in 10 years, we grew to 25 million turnover. And most businesses don't get to beyond 1 million turnover in their lifetime,
Yes. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. The vast majority of 1 and 2 man band businesses, which is 90% of businesses, never get to 1 million. A lot of them don't ever get to 100,000 because they're just 1 man band businesses. But I got to, the business I worked for got to 25 million. My own department in that, I grew from 300 grand to 5.7 million and was directly responsible for all of the growth, really, for all the strategies, the ideas, and all of that. So I was hands on, in making these strategies, if you like, as part of a big company growing even quicker. Like I say, most companies wouldn't have grown to that big for 20, 30 years, if you like. So once you've been through that process, you can see the roadmap and it helps you to be able to help other people on where they could be going. It all depends on where they want their own business to go. But sometimes looking 5, 10, 15 years into the future can allow you to put things in place now that not only benefit you now, but are also part of that building the bigger puzzle for the business you're trying to grow down the line.
Definitely so.
Yeah, definitely. So is there anything else? Obviously, I was just saying about your plans for the future. Are there anything else you're doing right now other than the courses? Are they on sale at the moment?
No, they will be on sale now shortly. Just putting the final touches on them, and they're deciding whether to roll them out as sort of a morning interaction course or roll them out just as online course. So I'm just balancing up which is the best option. I think giving people, a couple of hours of the course, I think would be more beneficial than having them doing it online over a period of weeks or whatever else.
Yeah. And what platform are they online courses delivered through your website, or are you using so you've built in like an online course module within your website, have you?
Yeah, that's exactly it. The online course module in the website. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is that have you got a WordPress website?
It's a WordPress website. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we got an add-on there for that.
Are you using one of the online plugin courses as part of WordPress? Yeah. You got a web designer done that for you, have you?
That's exactly it. Yeah.
The only reason I'm asking about that is I'm actually in the middle of deciding which plugin I use myself to do the same thing.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, because I'm not sure. See, if I do it on the, I've two types. I may do the first one just on a Zoom and go through it, over a couple of hours or whatever, or something like that, or just sell it as an online course. I'm just weighing out the option, see which is most beneficial for the.
Yeah. And are you mostly selling to Ireland? I know you said you got a couple of customers in the UK as well, or are you mostly selling to UK and Ireland? Or
no, it's mostly Ireland will be the biggest.
Yeah. So I would say obviously your existing product can be sold internationally. your courses can definitely be sold internationally.
Yes.
So to me, that's the strategy you should be working on now, is how do I market beyond Ireland?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's definitely something I can help you with if you want me to, either in some more consultancy and strategy and advice and help, because I can have. So I myself am currently going and marketing globally myself, and I've been doing it for a while. I actually only started it in lockdown, but I've
Right.
really started picking up pace with global reach, if you like, in the last probably 6 to 8 weeks.
Right. Very good.
So I'm doing the same sort of thing, if you like, going global, and
Yes.
I've connected with some other people. Like, for example, I've connected with another sort of power networker in the southeast of England who has got a global network of people which he connects with on 130 WhatsApp groups.
Wow. Right.
And he's got some groups are geographical. So he's got like SAFAs, which is for South Africans. He's got a group for Americans, a group for um, New Zealanders and Australian people,
Yeah.
He's got lots of different geographical, Germany, I know, because he's ex-German. He's German, but he lives in the UK. He used to help businesses as part of his business to set up in from the UK to Germany and to America and places like that. But he's also got a lot of niche WhatsApp groups for things like fintech and biotech and all various different groups of gold. And so I'm guessing he'll probably have a group that's relevant to what you're doing.
Right. Yeah.
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 I'm not sure if he's got an Irish group or not. I know I told him to set one up, I think, recently. But yeah, I can connect you to Mark, and he would be useful for you as a contact for reaching out beyond Ireland. But sounds to me there's quite a lot of growth area you've got with your business, and I don't know, are there any restrictions on, because it's fertilizer, are there any restrictions on
Yeah, on the
selling it to
liquid,
any
no. Well,
countries?
the granular is fine. The liquid, sometimes shipping it can be a little bit of an issue, all right. But the granular is fine. Anything powder is fine. But
Yeah.
again, look at it's shipping rates, it's quantities and all that, But
Yeah,
we'll
yeah, yeah,
cross
yeah,
that bridge
yeah.
when we
There's
come
got to
to it
be a
anyway.
certain size to make it
Yeah,
worthwhile with the cost of the shipping added on and stuff like
exactly,
that. Because I
exactly.
used to
That's
ship a
it.
lot of stuff in from the east myself when I was selling retail, I was getting a lot of
Yeah,
my stuff made in the east and shipping it in, and so you had to deal with certain quantities to make
yes,
the
that's
cost
correct.
of
Yeah,
shipping be
yeah.
swallowed up enough by the quantities,
No, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly it. So it's just a matter of just balancing everything out. But no, look at we'll just keep plugging at it and
I think there's some good farm shops as well, where they sell to farmers, like industry shops. You
yes,
have them in
yeah.
units on retail industries and that sort of thing. They would be, because you said you get used by farmers as well, do you?
Yeah, no, we have even arranged there a supplement there for seaweed, supplement there for chickens even. So that's one that came out of COVID as well. So that's going quite well for us. And
Well, I
that's
would
in from
definitely, yeah. Have you tried contacting all of the organic farmers, because they all want organic produce, wouldn't they?
yeah, no, we have a lot of organic farmers there, yeah, that buy the products off us for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because they
Yeah,
want everything as organic as possible, don't they? So
yeah, no, definitely, yeah. I
yeah,
know we have a lot of organic farmers that like we've been in contact with them and
have you been in touch with NFU?
no,
Do you know what NFU is? Do you?
no.
No,
Mm,
okay, because I'm not sure. Maybe it doesn't cover Ireland then, but it covers the UK. It's the National Farmers Union.
okay, right.
Now, my guess is that they probably have opportunities that sponsors or collaborators might be able to offer email correspondence or something to their membership.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Must look at
So
them. Right.
I used to run a corporate sales team, UK wide. So I'm used to vertical targeting, vertical marketing, thinking about the low hanging fruit, the obvious places, and then getting deep into the sector and unearthing, if you like, the less than obvious low hanging
Yeah,
fruit, the not so low hanging fruit. But
yeah,
if you work a sector for a while on the low hanging fruit, you'll see what fruit is behind them, if you like. You'll see you'll start peeling off the layers of of the industry and the sector and seeing how it works. And once you've done that a long time for lots of sectors, you sort of understand how lots of different sectors work in the same way,
Yeah.
because business happens the same way, whether you're in the agricultural sector, whether you're in the organic food sector, whether you're in the finance sector, wherever the structure of businesses and the distribution network and the retail sector and the national bodies and the organizations, they tend to be similar structures, whatever the sector.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I was your sales director, for example, the first place I would go to is the low-hanging fruit of the industry bodies, the industry regulators, the network of distributors already there offering similar product. There's obvious places you go to first before finding the less obvious places that are a bit more hidden. The manufacturers, the white labelers, the innovators, there's lots of other people in sectors, because what happens is when certain businesses get busy in sectors, it allows other businesses to grow around them, don't they? That's why they always say, like when the car manufacturers in Derby shut down, it has a knock-on effect to the whole area because people innovate and create around something, So like years ago, there used to be a lot of industry based around the coal. So you'd have the coal miners, then you'd have the industries around and the coal miners institutes and, blah, 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 blah. And it's the same now when there's a car factory set up, then there'll be lots of people who make individual components and parts set up all around them. And all that sort of thing. So yeah, it sounds to me you're doing well with the online market, but there's some other areas worth just thinking about and planning for in order for you to grow as and when the business is ready to grow into those areas.
No, absolutely. Yeah, definitely opened up my eyes there to a few possibilities there, Mike. Thanks very much.
Yeah, no problem at all. And how do people get in touch with you and also buy the product online?
Yeah, so the website is www.betterplants.ie or just betterplants.ie. Our Facebook page is betterplants.ie as well, and Instagram is betterplants.ie as well. So it's all good, yeah.
And the name, obviously, Better Plants, that's because the organic nature of the product means that the plants grow better, is it?
Exactly, that's it, 100%. Yeah, and hit the nail on the head, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, yeah, it's a well-named brand, if you like.
It took a while now to get it after, but we got it, yeah.
Yeah, what I would suggest to you do, just a bit of marketing, which would be really good, is I notice you've got a nice imagery of the pots and whatever and the flowers and stuff. Get a nice image of your business, which has got either a dark background or a light background, and put on there some bullet point. These are called infographics, yeah? Put on there an overlay of bullet points listing what the benefits are.
Okay, right.
Yeah, so you can do it on Canva. So Canva is like an app you have on your phone. You upload the image. Yeah, you upload the image and just overlay. So I would put on there, better plants is better for your plants because of X, Y, and Z.
Right. Perfect. Yeah, that's a good idea. Just get a generic fitted picture or just use one of my own.
I try and choose one of your own. The reason I say dark or light is because you can put a dark text or a light text over it.
Of course, yeah.
So anything that you've got which is light or dark, you have a nice sexy image of plants growing. That's what I would probably do, more so than your brand, yeah? I'd have a lovely picture of a luscious garden. I'd have your product or your brand or your packaging, your box of fertilizer, which I see on your website, in the corner, as just so you can get brand recognition from the fact that this garden looks beautiful. And then you can put, reasons why using better plants will help your garden to grow like this, and then you just put 3 reasons or whatever,
Yeah, exactly, and that's a really good idea, actually.
Yeah. So yeah, they're called infographics, and actually, if you created, so I use Canva myself, and one weekend,
Canva, very good, yeah.
Yeah, one weekend I created what I considered £8,000 worth of content.
Wow, right.
Yeah, because basically the cheapest I could find a graphic designer to do this work for me for was 50 quid. And most of
Right.
them charge 100, 150 quid. So I sat there
Definitely.
one weekend and created loads of this imagery by uploading loads of images and putting, hello, Mrs.
Hello.
Greene.
How are you? Great to
um,
see.
so I created a load of graphics by uploading a load of images, then putting text overlay on top of.
Oh yeah, brilliant. Yes,
I
yes.
spent a whole weekend doing it, and if I'd have paid someone else, it would have been £8,000 worth of work.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
No, they all cost a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah, so literally you can come up with a load of graphics and a load of
Yeah.
plus points of why people should buy each product, etc. And then all of
Yeah.
a sudden you've got a load of graphics that you can just share it on any social media platform whenever you
Yeah.
want in like a regular campaign type way, and it's all
Absolutely,
telling
yeah.
you useful messages.
Mm-mm-mm.
I just
Definitely.
noticed as well, you're called Ollie Greene. You know, I
Yeah.
love the fact that so many people go into businesses that are related to their surname.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's that because the new brand we done for the farming brand we've just done, it's greener fertilizer solutions.
Yeah, Greener, yeah,
Yeah.
green, like your surname with an R on the end, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Do you
Greener
make it? I
fertilizer
would make
solutions.
it green in a different color font, and then the R a different color.
Right. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, so that they can see it's green and greener at the same
Yes,
two words
exactly.
in
Yeah,
one.
good. Yeah, 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 definitely, definitely must look at
And
that.
I would definitely as well probably play some puns on that. So I would put, you know, uh, was it organic fertilizer to make your plants, to make your garden green or something, and put the
Yes,
E
yeah,
on the end.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
use the green in it and stuff, and let people work that out over time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's quite good to play around with things like that and to make people
You
laugh.
know, absolutely it is. It gets people thinking, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it's been great to have you on the podcast anyway and find out about your business. I love it. I love any business that is, I can see mileage in. It's a
Yeah.
bit like when you go to Dragon's Den, you know, when the dragons, when you're experienced at business, sometimes you look at some businesses and you think, oh, that business is the same as a load of others and the market's saturated or whatever. But your business says to me, you know, that could be a global business.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
absolutely. Definitely with the courses anyways, I'd be hoping to bring them globally anyways,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think the courses all help as marketing material for your product.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So whether you make money on the courses or not doesn't really matter. As long as they wipe their face, they become free marketing.
Yeah.
Which is a great strategy because marketing normally costs a lot of money.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah,
Yeah. So if
exactly.
you can get free marketing and it's actually driving traffic to your product, then it doesn't really matter whether you make money or not on the courses. To me, that wouldn't probably for me, the main focus would be just getting as many courses out there as possible, more than monetizing them.
Yeah.
Because I understand the value of marketing, and I would look at that as these courses. Well, I would have to measure whether when people went on the courses, whether they did buy the product or not.
Yes,
And my
of
guess
course.
is they would.
Yeah. Oh, I would too, so yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So if you brand the courses as you know, something after your brand name or something, or you call the courses whatever you call them, but sponsored by your brand name or whatever, and you just pop in the and all of these ideas have been brought to you in conjunction with you know, with your brand, and then you can say, and if you want to subscribe to the brand, click here. So you use the courses a bit like I provide people with lots of free information about sales, marketing, networking, all sorts of things on the basis that once I give them the free information, they know about me. So I've already started my marketing off to them.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, I see what you're doing.
So it's a similar sort of strategy, really. Like, you know, so I think you'd be better off if you tried, say, selling your course for 50 quid and you sold 2 a month, but by doing it for, say, 20 quid, you was to sell 100 a month. Yeah. If that 100 a month resulted in you a lot more products being sold, then you're better off doing the 100 at 20 quid than you are the 2 at 50 quid.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like a guy I watch quite a lot and I like to learn from because he speaks the same language as me. So it's like me talking to myself, but in a different voice. Is a guy called Grant Cardone.
Oh, yeah, I heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Grant Cardone gives loads of stuff away for free, including courses and stuff, because his ultimate end goal is to sell people access to his Cardone University, which is a subscription service.
Yes.
And the more people he can give a book away to or a course away to, the more people that are likely to come back and buy his Cardone University at some point. Because, sometimes if you it's a bit like Facebook. If you was to put a price on Facebook, it would never have gone to where it's gone to now.
Yes, no, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's about sometimes leveraging the something just for marketing terms and not for making money, because it'll make you more money at the back end. It's about having a funnel system, getting as much people in the front end for free in order to sell them stuff at the back end.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm not saying to put your courses for free, but I'm saying it's a strategy that can work. It just
No, I
depends
definitely
on.
agree with you 100%. You could do shorter ones anyway that would lead into the bigger one anyway.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I do as well. So if you have a course, for example, you have a week-long course or a few hours course, and you could have like an ebook, for example, which is just like the agenda of the course or the subject matter. So then some people can, this course teaches you how to do A, B, C, D, E, and some people might just want to go and learn how to do A, B, C, D, E on their own, but other people might want you to teach them how to do A, B, C, D, and E.
Yeah.
So you use one as a leader into the other, and then that's a lead into the product, and then the product's a lead into the wholesale, and you've got yourself a funnel then where you're driving people, through the process depending on where they are and what they're suitable to,
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And that's Grant Cardone does that very, very well. So he's got a sales team of people who can offer whatever they need. They're obviously out there trying to sell something, but if somebody doesn't want to buy something, well, give them something. Get them in the start of the process. Yeah, because you're better off having 1 million people that you've given something away to that are in the start of the process than having 1 million people that have just said no to you and no longer in your process.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just ended the process. They've said no,
definitely.
you said okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. No, agree.
Because everything works as percentages of. So if you turn that 1 million people into something you've given away for free, like an ebook, over time you'll find a percentage of that ebook will convert to the online course. A percentage of the online course will convert to the shop. So the more you put in the front end in that free ebook, the more you get sales in the back end. It's like a machine, a sausage machine. The more meat you stick in the front end, the more sausages come out the other end. Yeah.
Simple as that. Yeah, because I've done an ebook there and I've done very well. It was how to deal and manage with pests and disease in your garden.
Yeah.
And that went very well there. Got a lot of, again, we give it out for free there and it got a lot of traffic. And
yeah. Did you get the email address of all the people?
Yeah, we subscribed to get it. You had to go through MailChimp and register.
Yeah. So now you can upsell them anything. You can upsell every time you get a new product, you can market it to them. So that's why I say, so then what you see is a percentage every time will engage. So that's why a percentage, so say, for example, 5% engage, yeah? Well, obviously, if you've given away 100 ebooks, 5% would be 5 people will engage. Well, if you're giving away 1,000 ebooks, yeah, then that's 50 people. Yeah, if you're giving away 10,000, then that's 500 people.
Yeah, no,
if you're giving away 100,000, so if you keep working on that top front end number, you'll have a knock-on back end effect.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So that's a lot of people play around with these sort of things and don't quite get it into a purring engine system. But the key is how you get it into a lovely, nice flow, smooth system, from, the ebook.
Definitely, because no point having them there, not working with them anyways.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So if you've got, what happens is a lot of people will have not so slick systems of this. So every time they're trying to move people from one to another, they're losing a percentage. A percentage is being dropped or, falling out of the bucket because there's a hole in it, Whereas once you're doing the water transfer and you filled up all the holes, you're getting much more of the water coming from one to the other. So you end up with 10% or 20% engaged rather than 5%.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah? So that's, it sounds to me like, you're quite switched on and you you're taking the lot. So some of the information that I've explained to you, a lot of people would get confused by, or I could tell that they're not taking it in, but you're listening to the process and understanding it.
Oh, absolutely, because look at it, it's all about learning, Mike, and I'm picking up little bits and nuggets here and there, because definitely the thing with the pictures and really looking at them groups as well, and just chain the networks as
Yeah,
well.
I can tell you're quite a strategic minded person.
Yeah, putting it all together sometimes is the
Yeah, well, that's always the challenge. It doesn't matter how strategic you are and logical you are. I even suffer with those problems. I've been doing this a long time, but getting that system to purr is the art form. Like, not everyone can know the component parts, but people who are a bit strategic and been around a while and whatever can learn those strategic parts, but still making it, people can put a car together with all the parts together, but it still may not be an optimum performance. And getting it to really tune in and to hone in and get that optimum performance, that really takes some specialty sometimes,
No, absolutely, definitely it does.
Yeah. But it sounds to me like you're on a great journey. So just keep up the good work. I love speaking to entrepreneurs who come on to, to me, you've come onto a great idea. And however it formed, I love that chemical equation to how things form. Happens very strange ways. But it sounds to me you're grabbing the bull by the horns and running with it and doing as best you can.
Hoping the invisible hand of economics will shine brightly on me.
Yeah, well, we always need that little bit of luck, that little bit of stardust, the X factor, whatever the timing. To me, I think you're well timed. The COVID was a little bit of that one, a little bit of that sprinkling, a bit of that dust that helped you at that time. And to me, like you said, in hindsight, there maybe might have been other things that you could have done with that time. Well, the hindsight's here now. What in the next year or two would you like to do so that in 2 years' time you didn't go back and think, oh, why didn't I just do that at that time?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I always say, because you're more likely to kick yourself for the things that you didn't do than the things you did do but didn't work.
Yeah. No, absolutely. No, things are progressing, and look, we're happy enough the way things are going. So it's just a matter of keeping pushing at it and keeping focused and coming up with new strategies. And look at definitely connecting with people like yourself. It's a very good for anyone. I think anyone's out there that's because when I seen you on the call on the Outstanding Networks there, I've done some work with Pat before in the past. So when I seen you doing the blog, Scott, I'll reach out to you straight away rather than going,
think about it or whatever. Well, it sounds to me like as well, the lockdown's been good for this, is you've definitely found your voice, because some business owners who aren't passionate about what they do or don't believe in it or are worried, they sit on the subs bench or watching the game pass them by. And I offer sometimes entrepreneurs to come on my podcast, and I say, it's a great chance for you to promote your business to a new audience, etc. And some people just won't take it. And I'm like, well, why wouldn't you take advantage of an opportunity to reach new people for your business? Because ultimately, that's what business is about. It's about doing business. It's about reaching new audiences. So it's good that you've taken advantage of that. But some people just need more to build their confidence levels, either in their product or in themselves, or in the fact that I always say you should never be embarrassed to sell and market your business. And if you are, then there's something wrong. If you haven't sold it to yourself, then you can't sell it to other people. But once you're passionate and enthusiastic about what you're doing and whatever, why wouldn't you want to share it to the world?
Yeah, definitely so. Definitely so. So that's brilliant, Mike. I'm going to shoot off now, and I appreciate your time. Definitely we'll keep in contact, and
yeah, brilliant. All right, then I'll let you know when I've published it on my podcast and on my YouTube channel, or send you a link or whatever if you want, so you can do with those links what you want. And just thanks very much for coming on the podcast, and just have a great day.
And thanks very much for your help. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, I wish you all the best. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Right, that was a great chat with Ollie Greene. There's nothing else left for me to say now other than have a great day. I know I will. And thanks very much for listening. Cheers. Bye-bye.